Hi folks, Chris Voss from thechrisvossshow.com, thechrisvossshow.com, providing you with great business and social media inside or outside or some sort of site. Maybe blind site. I don't know. I'll let you choose. Anyway, some different tips that I want to provide here. One thing I want to talk to you about, when you're doing business with your clients, make sure you understand that everybody is a client of yours. You need to be very careful what you do and how you do it and who you interact with at any given company that you do business with. Now, I've seen some people that have made the mistake of they're doing business with XYZ Corporation, and whenever they go in or whenever they call in or whenever they have interactions with their client, they're focused, of course, on making sure that their manager of that company or whoever oversees the account and their purchasing is very happy with their product or service, etc., etc. But the one thing that some people fail on is they forget some of the most important people. Some of the core people in the group they'll kind of treat like also-rans because they're not the decision makers, sometimes all the way down to the secretaries. Okay? One of the most important things you can do is make sure and take care of those core people, because those are the people that are going to talk about your company and eventually be able to lobby enough to have an influence to the core purchasers of the company. And sometimes those people can make or break your accounts. I've lost accounts because someone didn't take care of the front desk. Somebody didn't make sure that the front desk didn't feel comfortable with our product, or maybe they offended them in some way, or worse, gave them the high hat and treated them like, well, you're not the decision maker. Why don't you just take your attitude or your opinion and go stuff it? Okay? One thing you want to remember when you're with a company or you're working with a company is that everyone from front to back, from that lowly secretary that you don't think is there, or maybe that temp, all the way up to the CEO, everyone in that company is very important in the aspects of how they perceive your product and service and your interaction with them and what you're delivering to them. One of the greatest things that came from one of my service companies that provided service was we would, of course, have the decision makers, the owners of the company or headline managers for purchasing that would buy our product, we negotiate with and do everything else. After that, we would usually be relegated to dealing with the front receptionist. So one of the most important things that we had to integrate into our company was making sure that the receptionist felt the fact that we cared about them, that we listened to them, that we interacted with them, but we also treated them like they were just as much of our customer as the person who made the buying decisions. And so a lot of times we had to teach all of our employees, look, make sure you take care of the front desk. Sometimes that front desk is the most important thing that you can take care of. And if you make sure and babysit and really care for the front desk, you can pretty much have the keys to the corporation. But if you offend that front desk person, you can get locked out really quick. Okay? So, one example that we have from my company that's around for decades was we would always take care of the front person. We would always interact with them. They were the person we saw 2 times a day. We go in, we interact with them, we talk to them. So we always made sure our employees knew those are the people they had to butter up, those are the people they had to work. We almost worked the front desk almost sometimes better than we worked the purchasing agent, because we'd only talk to them, every now and then when there was an issue or we wanted to clarify something. So we'd always make sure that person that we'd contact a lot with the company, no matter what their level was in the company, that we always took care of them and made sure that they felt that way about us. What's really interesting about it is by taking care of those people, whenever we get new accounts that would be referred to us, it would always be that secretary that always would be, she'd leave and go to another company of similar industry. Or it'd be somebody usually in the lower levels of the company, and they would go to another company and they'd be like, you need to use XYZ service because we used it at our other company, and those people did a really great job taking care of our business, and they were really nice to me. We picked up hundreds of clients off that referral system just by taking care of the front desk, the front secretary, and making sure they knew we really cared about them and that we didn't treat them like, well, you're not the decision maker, what the hell, you're just some stupid secretary and who cares what you think. by taking care of those people, we literally got, I'm not kidding you, hundreds of referrals where people would call us up and go, we just hired XYZ secretary receptionist, and she says that, the other company used your services that she used to work at, and she wants to use your services. It was an incredible experience to get those calls, because you're like, wow, we're doing a great job. We're really caring for the right people, and we're getting tremendous results for us. So if you want to build great referrals where you can get new clients, because we all know how expensive they are, or at least you should know how expensive it is to take a new client, and a referral from somebody like that is the greatest thing ever, especially when they're a new employee. They go and they just go, hey, I really want to use this company's service from here on out. Trust me, it's a great service. I mean, what a great referral system. So make sure you take care of everybody in the whole system of a company, all the way down to that gal on the front desk, no matter how lowly you think they are, whether they're the courier. You'd be surprised how, if enough of those people complain or talk about how you treat them, if you treat them poorly, they will eventually get back to the purchaser. The purchaser will pull the plug on your program. So make sure that you take care of everybody in the line and treat all your customers the same, whether they're the lowly person or whether they're the CEO. Okay? Thank you very much for coming by. I hope that helps your business. Bye-bye.